From the self-titled release from the Winery Dogs, that's Damage. And just before that, starting off the show, we heard Black Star Riders with All Hell Breaks Loose. Speaking of All Hell Breaks Loose,
yes,
I want to welcome my good friend Chris Aiken.
Hello, kids. How are we tonight?
Oh, excellent. So what's going on, Mr. Aiken? Are you ready for a Labor Day weekend classic metal show?
I have been ready since Tuesday. As I told you on Tuesday, I was ready to fire up the mics and just go, man. It has been one of them weeks where I just wanted to keep on going from last week. We had quite the good week last week, I thought.
Yeah, I thought we had a lot of fun last week. It went so fast.
It really did.
And we didn't get to cover hardly anything.
No, we had a whole list of topics, did none of them. And just Randy was, he's a topic all by himself that we obviously filled, 6 hours with or 7 hours with.
Easily. Well, how did he respond to the show? I mean, after the show was over and, we were all said and done, did he enjoy himself, or was he just so baked he really didn't realize where he was, or what was going on with him?
Well, he had a good time, but he definitely was completely blitzed. He definitely was fried like an egg.
Nice. Well, we had our good friend Rockin' Randy.
Right, Rockin' Randy Trask.
And I hadn't had him on the show in literally years. I mean, we had him on once or twice, kind of like an interview type thing. But as far as hosting the show or co-hosting the show,
sure,
I haven't literally had him on in 16 years.
God.
And, it was kind of fun catching up with Randy and, trying to get him to tell some Rockin' Randy style stories. But that was like pulling teeth.
Yeah, he didn't want to share much, did he? And he certainly didn't want to say anything about his good buddy, Bret Michaels.
He didn't want to say anything about Sebastian, didn't want to talk about Bret Michaels, didn't even want to tell his own story.
No, he didn't want anybody to know what was going on.
Yeah, I listened back to the segment that you titled Stan the Man with the Master Plan today.
Okay.
Where I was asking him about driving back from Detroit with no money.
Right.
And also meeting Chuck Klosterman, and who wrote a big piece about him in the New York Times, and he didn't want to talk about either one of them.
Nice. That's too funny.
And then Doghouse calling in, trying to, goad him on to tell a little bit about the Chuck Klosterman story, and when he basically had nothing to say, Doghouse just got frustrated. So fuck this guy.
That was hilarious, dude. It was definitely pulling teeth, but I think that was what was fun about it, was that he was so scared to say the wrong thing that he just shut up.
Look at Diamond Ryan. Randy blows Brett.
Jesus, really? That's very nice.
But anyway, it was good having Randy on the show last week, and we're back, doing this holiday weekend thing. You didn't go anywhere for the holiday, neither have I. A lot of the time over the history of the show, we never really didn't do a Labor Day weekend show because both of them usually had something going on.
Yeah, we usually took this week off, but, I think because I have something to do next week was one of the reasons that I made a point to not do anything tonight, and I'm not sure why you didn't, but, I just feel we're in such a groove, dude. I hate to take any weeks off.
Yeah, I agree with you. But tonight on the show, we've got a couple of guests, or actually a few guests. We got Ricky Warwick of Black Star Riders.
Yep. Yeah, and he was also, back in the day, he was in the band The Almighty.
Right.
As people may remember. One of my favorite bands from the 80s that never made it.
Sure. And also we've got Mike Portnoy, formerly of Dream Theater, currently of the Winery Dogs.
Yes. He's a good cat, man. Actually, he was pretty fun to talk to.
Yeah, I saw him on That Metal Show doing that mid-break thing where they have a artist come in and either play guitar or play drums or something in between.
Sure.
The breaks.
Uh-huh.
And he was doing his drum thing in between the breaks on one of the shows recently.
Yeah, he's one of Eddie's boys, I believe, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah, he's a big, because he's a New Yorker.
Right.
So, he's one of Eddie's guys.
Yeah. Unlike you, who Eddie doesn't give a fuck about.
I didn't even get to the Eddie story last week at all.
You didn't tell anything about your trip.
Well,
Really?
we didn't really get to it. I mean, I wanted to talk about it, but we never got to it.
Well, maybe we'll get there tonight.
Yeah, so I got a short story, or a little bit of a story to tell about my brush with Eddie Trunk.
Sure.
And I don't really have anything bad to say per se, but it was interesting. Let's just put it that way. It was just odd.
I love this story, by the way.
So I will tell that story.
All right.
And also coming up here in like 15 minutes, we've got the return of our longtime reviewer, guest, friend, CMS Mikey.
Yeah, we're going to start calling him CMS Michael, I think.
Yeah, I know. I just, listened back to some of the old archive footage.
Uh-huh.
And he was just a kid.
He really was a little child.
Yeah, and now he's in his senior year of high school, beginning his senior year of high school, and he's moving on to becoming a senator.
Yeah, I know. He's on his way. It's amazing, man. I mean, he really was a little kid, and now it's like, wow. You hear him now, he's like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, exactly. So, CMS Mikey is coming on. What is Mikey going to do for us tonight?
He has something, and don't ask me what I sent him, but I sent him something to review. And I just figured since he's starting his senior year, there might be something to talk about there.
Okay.
That's all.
And I see a question in the chat room. What happened to the Chris Jericho interview?
Next week. Yep. Next week while we're not here. Okay. On the pre-record.
Okay.
How's that? So, yes, next week it's a pre-record.
Yeah. Who else is on next week, too?
Oh.
Are we doing David Ellefson next week, or is that...
No, Ellefson and Joel are the week after. Let me look on the classicmetalshow.com, because that's where I keep track of it myself. Next week is Chris Jericho and Nick Menza.
Nick Menza?
Nick Menza.
When did we get Nick Menza?
We're going to be talking to Nick Menza on. You and I are going to be talking to Nick Menza on Thursday.
Oh, okay, very nice.
We pre-record the show. We're going to be talking to Nick Menza. Nick has a new book about his time in Megadeth, and I don't have it to share. Otherwise, I would. But he does have a new book, and we will be talking to him about his new book.
Nice.
So that's next week. Here's the lineup. We've got Jericho and Menza next week. We've got David Ellefson and Joel MacGyver the week after that.
Joel MacGyver's coming on?
Yep.
Okay, and what is he promoting? A new product of some kind?
Book with Ellefson.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, got it.
And then the next week is Ray Alder from Fate's Warning. We're going to get that one back on the schedule. And Odorous Urungus from Gwar.
Wow.
Something completely different.
Wow.
So that takes us pretty much to the end of September.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing.
Lining up the interviews.
We are getting some interviews in there, trying to make some things happen.
Sure. Well, good. Look at us, rubbing elbows with the stars.
Then on one of these weeks, probably the week after that, we've got to do the guys from what's that band called? Death Dealer. The new band was Sean Peck and Ross the Boss. And somebody else, but those are the two main guys.
Okay.
Which absolutely kicks ass. That's one of those CDs of the year, if people have not heard that yet. But yeah, we're going to get those guys on as well, probably the 28th of September.
And I happen to have that Death Dealer, which I did not listen to and I was not aware of, that Ross the Boss and Sean Peck was on. And, do you remember when you were gone from the Classic Metal Show for about 2.5 years?
Yeah, I remember those days.
You took your hiatus for 2.5 years.
I took my vacation.
Sean Peck actually contacted me and wanted to do co-host.
Why didn't you give it to him?
Because it was going to be a hit and miss thing.
Okay.
Oh, I can do it this week, but Cage is playing this week, and And
right.
then it was the whole logistics of it, and it was just more work than it's just like, dude, we got to work on something together to make that happen. But it was just like, I can't have you just come on every now and again,
It's not a whenever you want to thing.
Yeah. So that didn't. I mean, I considered it. Believe me.
Yeah.
But it was just like, oh, well, Cage is, recording this week, and we're got a few shows this week, and we're doing, it's just like, oh, so what? You're going to be like on every third week or something?
He's part-time co-host.
Yeah, I don't think that was going to work. So I didn't even want to go down that road.
Sure.
Because I just knew it would be a disaster. Although I like Sean Peck on a personal level, I know you had your so-and-so thoughts on him.
Yeah, you know what? He likes Sean Peck as much as anybody else likes Sean Peck.
Well, personally, he's always been very kind to me. I've interviewed him 2 or 3 times, and he's always been really cool.
I have no real issue with Sean necessarily, but man, oh man, when you talk to him, he does refer to Sean Peck a lot.
Yeah, he does the third person thing. Well, when Sean Peck writes a song,
and when Sean Peck is singing, Sean Peck knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre. Kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to have to check out this Death Dealer. I've had it in my folder over here for about a month, and I've never even looked at it.
Dude, it is... Remember when we first discovered Primal Fear?
Sure.
Same exact type of...
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to definitely listen to that.
Yeah, play some of that tonight, man, because that fucking rips.
Okay. See, I got to do a lot of catch up here.
Yeah, I'd say.
Okay, well, anyway, that's kind of what's going on with the show tonight. We've got 2 interviews.
Yep. Ricky
Warwick and also Mike Portnoy and our good friend CMS Mikey coming on. And we, as the Classic Metal Show, received some audio this week.
Oh, yes, we did. Yeah, we did. And I will read the letter on the air.
Okay. Since Rockin' Randy was our guest last week, we've got some audio of something that he did for Music's Bottom Line. How many years ago was this?
It says on the disc it was 99.
All right. So we're talking almost 14 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, Rockin' Randy doing an interview.
Yeah, but it is fucking hysterical.
Okay. So we got that for you tonight. Also, we've got kind of a backlog of emails.
Yeah, we're going to be begging for emails tonight.
So we haven't read any emails lately, and we've got kind of a backlog, and we'd like to, get them out there because there's some we've received a few interesting emails, to say the least.
Yeah, I would say.
So we want to share those with you. Also, Chris mentioned, and it kind of piqued my interest last week, we may, if we got time and we don't run over, we may do a little Heavy Metal Dad and Anime Girl.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And then also, you discovered some audio of a 12-year-old interviewing Mike Tramp of White Lion.
I figured since we're going to have CMS Mikey on, why not revisit the 12-year-old interviewing a rock star?
Sure. So that sounds good. So we got stuff for you.
We definitely have a lot of stuff tonight.
And then, of course, there are our normal phone calls and whatever happens to happen during this next 5 hours and 35 minutes.
Yeah, if we stop there.
Nice. I got nowhere to go tomorrow.
I do, but not till later, so I'm good.
Sure. All right, well, we are live in the Classic Metal Show chat room. If you're listening to the Classic Metal Show live, just go over to chatandkill.com, chatandkill.com. Pop on in there, be a part of the show. Now, a lot of people are out doing Labor Day weekend stuff, probably got the show cranked up and maybe, tuned in and listening. But if you want to pop in the chat room, that's how to get in there. Also, you can send us an email, request@theclassicmetalshow.com. Request@theclassicmetalshow.com. And then just for shits and giggles, because it is the holiday weekend and I'm just in a mood, the studio phone lines are open, 800-497-5891. 800-497-5891. That is the studio phone line. So I may take just some random calls if you choose to dial.
Sure. Dude, you know what else we have to do tonight?
What is that?
You did not mention it, but you mentioned it to me during the week. We have some new episodes of The Dumb Show.
Oh, yeah, The Dumb Show. There's actually 20 new clips of The Dumb Show.
A new Dumb Show, which I know MOL, we got to wait for MOL to come in the chat room first.
Because, I didn't even listen to them, but our two friends who do a show basically blog talk style.
Yeah.
Only on the CMS voicemail.
Right.
Basically did 2 shows in the last month for us, just, in the middle of the night. So we may check out some of the dumb show.
I'm in for that.
Yes. I mean, we've got enough audio of these 2 guys, whoever they are,
right,
to actually have probably a dozen episodes of the dumb show.
If we did like a half hour.
Yeah, a half hour of dumb show.
Yeah, we could probably do, a good 3 months. What are the Rosita in the chat room? What are the odds that Tim James calls in? 100%.
Well, he's over in Australia. I don't know if I don't think they, celebrate Labor Day over there per se. But it's kind of weird because, since the United States is such a force in the world economy, when everybody shuts down here in the U.S., what does the rest of the world do?
Well, that's their day to catch up.
Okay.
Don't you think? That's their day to catch up with us.
I guess.
That's my theory.
I guess. Well, if we're not out bombing Syria.
Yeah, that's all fun. What a fucking douche this fucking president is. No, we didn't see the other country that's our ally saying fuck no. Now, we'll just ignore that and we'll push forward. What fucking dickhead. Fucking cocksucking fuck. I hate that motherfucker, man. How many more days do we got till that fucker's out of here?
How do you really feel, Chris?
God damn it, I hate him, man. I won't say anything about wishing bad things on him because I really don't need an FBI, visit. But an aneurysm wouldn't be bad.
Sure.
Fucking hate him.
I love it. I love it. Just infuriating.
It is infuriating. Dude, it's just infuriating. Especially for me, and I won't say especially for me, but as someone that served the country, it's fucking sickening to see what now represents what I fucking went to war and I did to fucking defend.
Right.
It's just fucking sickening. And by saying that, I'm not saying that Bush 1 or 2 or Clinton or Nixon or Carter or Reagan or any of them are any better, because they're not. They're all fucking scumbag cunts. But this guy, not only is he a fucking idiot, but he's a fucking inexperienced idiot. It's like getting a fucking 8-year-old and putting him on a Major League Baseball team and telling him to go hit home runs.
Right.
It's just a fucking inexperienced boob being in the office and fucking representing us and making us look like a fucking bunch of dicks. Dude, it's no wonder the whole world hates us. We look like a bunch of fucking dicks by this guy's leadership. Fucking asshead.
This political commentary has been brought to you by...
Right. Hate that motherfucker, man.
Did you get that out of your system?
Yeah, I feel all right. I could go on forever. I could do 6 hours on that fucking piece of garbage, that's for sure. But I've tried for the longest time. Now, if you've noticed, I have not brought politics to the show.
Right.
Not once in a year. Except today.
Right.
Once in a year.
Why I knew it was like a pressure relief valve that needed to be let go so that could get off, get that out of your system so we can have a good show tonight.
How bad will it be if that fucking idiot Biden just steps right in for the next 8 years? From one dumbbell to the next dumbbell to a dumber dumbbell.
Right.
Oh, god damn.
All right. Well, we got CMS Mikey. I'm sure he's a very political savvy young man himself.
Yeah, you think he'll have the same take I do?
And we'll get him on, but let's play a tune and we'll bring Mikey on.
All right, why don't we?
What do you want to play? What do you want to do to bring Mikey on?
Let's see. How about anything from Kix?
Okay.
His dad.
All right.
His dad. How's that? How about Don't Close Your Eyes? You know why?
Why?
Because that's probably what his dad did when he was banging his mom and made Mikey.
Wow.
Right when he was about to fucking squirt out of his ball sack, he fucking closed his eyes real tight and said, "Oh!"
What's wrong with you?
I'm just assuming, man. What?
I'm trying to bring some dignity to the show and bring our good friend Mikey on, and you're just dirtying it all up. Just dirtying it up.
Do you think that Mikey doesn't know that he seeped from his dad's ball sack to his mother's pussy? And then fucking swam up her canal? You don't think that he knows that? He studied sex education in school.
I'm sure that the semantics of it are not a mystery or a secret to him. But since Mikey is going to be our guest,
do you? I mean, honestly, do you think that Mikey thought that when his mom swallowed that it went in there? No, he knows that even though his mom swallows, that wasn't how she ended up having Mikey.
Wow,
it came from fucking her.
Gee whiz.
You don't think so?
I think you got off on the wrong foot here, Mr. Aiken.
Why? I'm just making sure that he understands. He is a student. I'm educating.
Yes, you certainly are. Wow. Where are you going? Where are you going with this?
Nowhere. I was just speaking out. Just sharing an opinion. I could be dead wrong.
True.
I mean, it could be like Jesus. I mean, Mikey's as close to godlike as I know. Maybe it was Immaculate Conception.
Could be.
I don't know.
All right, dude. Well, let's play some tunage. Let's get a drink. Let's get Mikey on board.
All right.
And find out what he's got to bring to the table. I know he's entering his final year in high school.
Yes.
And he's ready to entertain the masses because once he gets involved with all his schoolwork, we probably won't hear from him again for a while.
Probably not for about 8 months or so.
Right. All right, well, let's get into it. Since Chris wanted to hear some kicks.
Yeah.
Here it is. It's Don't Close Your Eyes. Exclusively here.
On your classic metal show.